Hunter x Hunter. What?
Oh yeah.
Were you that shocked?
I was thinking it
Yeah.
because I was like, I was leaning towards Chainsaw Man because that's kind of what we've been doing. Like after Jujutsu, we do Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
But I was like, maybe he'll feel like, oh boy, all right. This chapter says 19 pages, but we all know it's really more like 30.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not
Hey,
exaggerating.
that's Hunter x Hunter for you, but let's get into it.
Oh,
This is Hunter x Hunter chapter 393 plea. I bet everybody thought that we wouldn't get here. You know what I mean?
yeah. 400's on its way.
400. Okay, so
Or alternate title, get skewered in your motherfucking head.
yeah.
I had to do it. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
I understand. All right, so I guess I want to clarify some things. In our last recap, I mentioned that I wasn't super familiar with the situation with the gangs that are going on right now. I have read up and I'm on a little more of a better idea of what the dynamics are here. Overall, the story is the succession battle arc. Essentially, there are 14 princes that are being shipped off to this new continent right before the Dark Continent. And on the voyage to this new continent, there is a fucking bloodbath battle royale that is supposed to be taking place among the 14 princes of the Kakin country to decide who will be the next king. So, thus, this is the succession battle. And there, right now it hasn't been all that like outward battle. In fact, there's been very little battle. It's a lot of feeling each other out and just because the princes can't attack each other directly. They can't just like murder each other out in the blue. It has to be done very covertly.
Very sus.
Yeah, it's got to be very subtle, and they can't outright kill each other.
Plus, it's hard to kill each other because they all have like nen beasts watching over
They have
them.
nen beasts and personal guards that we are all supposed to be very familiar with. So there's 14 people on top of their guards. Kurapika being the leading man in this arc, essentially. And if that wasn't complicated enough, in the lower levels of the whale ship, there are these three bosses of these three crime families: the Heil-Ly, the Cha'ar, and the Jiu. And they are all headed by the illegitimate children of the king, people who are not able to take the throne. So they run these little mafias on the side. And the dynamic here is that the Cha'ar and the Jiu have teamed up to fight the Heil-Ly. Each of these mafias are benefacted by one of the princes. I believe the third prince benefactors the Cha'ar. The fifth prince, Lazarus, benefits the what's it? The Jiu. And the fourth prince is the benefactor for the Heil-Ly. And the Heil-Ly is just starting shit. They're just like, the boss of the Heil-Ly is this woman. I forget her name right now. But she has a nen ability that allows her to bestow nen abilities onto her followers. And if they take down people, if they kill people, their proficiency in their ability increases. So she's building like kind of a little nen army here. And the other bosses are not cool with that. So, they're conspiring together to take care of the Heil-Ly and restore balance to the ship in general. And that has gotten complicated by the fact that the Phantom Troop are also on the ship hunting for Hisoka, who is also on the ship. Yep. So yeah, lots of stuff going on. Basically, the Phantom Troop has formed an alliance with the Cha'ar, who is in, of course, allegiance with the Jiu, and now they are on a manhunt for Hisoka. There's like a little bit of a deal here. The Phantom Troop will take care of the Heil-Ly, or help them take care of the Heil-Ly, and the Cha-R and the GU will hunt after Hisoka for them as well. Help them find Hisoka. Got all that? Did you absorb all that information?
Yeah, sure.
Well, there you go. That was a lot of reading that I did to remember all that.
Wow.
Okay, so for the last couple chapters, they've been dealing with this serial killer on the boat that has been bestowed abilities by the Heil-Ly boss. And he has a teleportation ability, the rules of which are that he can basically enter a sealed room that he's been into before. And the ability stops working when you unseal the room. Like if you open the door, basically, he can never use that room again. So he's been going around killing people, and we are now with Finks, Phaeton, and Nobunaga as they encounter the Heil-Ly. It should also be known that a lot of these mafia dudes, regardless of which mafia they're a part of, idolize the Phantom Troop. They're big Phantom Troop fans. And this Heil-Ly guy is not so different, because he approaches them and he's like, "Hey, why don't you help us? This was all to go after the Cha-R. Next we go after the Shiyu and then the royal family. And once we exterminate the Kakin royals, we could take over their ship and go back to our world and go on a rampage. Let's destroy the world together." And Nobunaga does not waste any fucking time. He immediately just like stabs him in the fucking head and is like, "I don't understand a word you're saying." If you did all that without wanting to pick a fight, then you're just an idiot. If you're going to talk about destroying the world, then I'll destroy you. Pretty dope fucking line from Nobunaga, to be honest.
Nobunaga's my favorite
Yeah.
from the Phantom Troop.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Enhancer type, right?
I think he's an enhancer.
would imagine.
So
Actually, there's not a lot we know about Nobunaga's Nen abilities.
no, yeah, we don't know anything about his Nen ability specifically. I do think the only thing we do know is that he is an enhancer of some form.
Okay.
But yeah, he's this guy's dead after chapters and chapters of trying to hunt him down. It's like that, he's gone. The Cha-R guys that they've been working with have come back. Nobunaga opens the door, and this guy's just like, "Nobunaga himself opened the door for me." And
Oh, hey, don't forget
yeah.
the little hearts.
Oh yeah, the little heart.
I wish I had some tape.
Yeah, you already tore it in half, dude.
Nobunaga.
Nobunaga. Okay,
For
so
me.
they notice that there's a dead ass body in the room, and they're like, "Ah!" And they explain, it's like, this is the guy who killed the guards in the warehouse, and this is his head. It's been decided we'll crush the Heil-Ly ourselves. So pretty dope, pretty cool. So basically, they're going after the Heil-Ly full force now, and the guy swears that he'll get an autograph from each of the Phantom Troop members. All right, pretty cool. We do get 2 pages of a lot of dialogue where basically the other Heil-Ly members are mourning the loss of Liuni, the guy that teleports through stuff. That's his name.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of talk about, like manifesting Nen abilities and trying to figure out who has what class of Nen and all that stuff. So, they're just trying to like data collect and all that stuff so they can plan and move forward. We meet up with our 2, I think they're Heil-Ly people. Not Heil-Ly. They're GU people. The guy with the blood Nen ability and the lady who punches people when they tell the truth. They wake up in the trash. Hisoka did not kill them, which is kind of nice of him, given that this is Hisoka we're talking about. And we learned that Hisoka went to go see a movie. Henrik, the second in command of the GU army, not army, mafia, finds Hisoka, who's just finished watching a movie. And in so many words, he basically is like, "Hey, so until this whole Heil-Ly war thing is going on, I need you to stay out of sight because we need you. We need the Phantom Troop to help us out and be fully focused on our vibe, on our thing here. And Hisoka's like, "Fucking, why would I do that?" And he's like, "Look, I don't want to get in the way of your beef. I don't want to. I don't want to like get in the way of your fight with the Phantom Troop, but you know, we just need this to be done, and then you can fight however you want."
Yo,
Yeah,
you want to talk about a nigga being so scared?
yeah,
He
yeah.
straight up told him,
He's like, "Please, I don't want to fight you."
none of us wants it.
None of us wants to smoke. Nobody from the Char, nobody from the GU. We don't want it. We
Yeah, I only brought these bodyguards to look cool and feel a little bit safe.
But we know it'd be over immediately if you wanted it to be. And Hisoka's like, okay, why not? There is this guard that that Heinrich made a deal with. The Char second in command comes through and also strikes up a deal for information for this guy. So this is where a little bit I get a little lost in what's going on here. I guess they are searching for I guess the Heil-Ly hideout, and they open the door. They find this guy. They're like knocking on doors and looking for clues and stuff, and they see this guy who's just shaking the whole time. And they ask him to back up as they search the room. Heinrich throws like a knife in there just to make sure this guy's not fucking with them, with Nen in any way, I think. And the chapter ends with them, I guess, entering the room further to just like search the room, I guess. But yeah, that's where the chapter ends. That was Hunter x Hunter chapter 393. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
It was a little bit weird. Because there's a lot of different things going on. Truth be told, I'm still on my way to catching up again. I'm not far behind. I finally made it to like at least a quarter into like the what do you call that? The voyage, I'm more wrapped up in this section with the princes right now. But with all of that said, man, it's nice to see the troop being super cool and unbeatable. I mean, you've had two different crime bosses come up to Hisoka and the troop respectively and be like, "We don't want problems." I mean, no one explicitly said that to Nobunaga and friends, but they were claiming like, "Okay, we're just gonna take over this whole mafia situation and kill them all." That's the confidence.
Yeah.
Nobody in the mafia is gangster that like on their level.
No,
They
not on
really
their level.
that.
They're really that nice. They took on Chimera
Hisoka
Ants pretty
packed
easy.
out that kid and the other and the cell phone guy.
Yeah.
Hacked them.
Yeah.
I mean, Phantom Troop can scrap,
Yo, but now Crollo's ability is going to be stronger. Did y'all think about that?
No. I didn't think.
Or intensifies after death.
That's true.
That is what Crollo said. Well, anyway. That's it. I don't have too many other thoughts. I mentioned to Chris earlier that I really enjoy this art. I don't care what people say. Is this person in the trash with the white hair, is that Killua? Or not Killua, Kaluto?
No, Kaluto has black hair.
Okay.
Anyway.
Is he stronger than Illumi?
I don't think we know anything about his fighting ability.
Wait, is Kaluto on the...
Yeah, Kaluto is part of the Phantom Troop.
Everyone but Gon and Killua is on the boat. Every character from the past.
I don't think Leorio is on the boat. I don't think Leorio is on the boat. I could be wrong about that.
Leorio is on the boat.
Okay. JK. Never mind.
He's with Cheeto in the medical.
This boat is so damn big.
Or whatever.
Yo, there's Zodiacs now.
Yeah.
all the zodiacs are on the boat.
No, I mean like
Yeah, all the zodiacs
Leorio and
and
even
Karapika.
yeah. So what did they take? So Karapika's the boar probably,
No,
No,
and
Karapika is the
Karapika
rat.
is the rat,
Uh,
right?
because
no, yes,
he would turn on them all for the blood eyes of
no,
his family.
he's the rat, and I think Leorio is the boar.
I mean, the
Oh.
rat isn't a bad code. I
Not
guess it just means
necessarily.
that they're more.
You love rats, Brian?
No, it's just not like a
Do
negative thing.
anybody you know likes rats?
No,
Hmm.
it's just that it's more like I guess.
I'm sure I speak for the rest of us here at Dune City that we don't know not one person that do like rats
I would say
that
that.
has ever said anything positive about rats either.
Yeah,
I think the rat is just like because Pariston was the rat before, and
Yeah.
I think it just goes to show that the person who is the rat is just more. I feel like is more inclined to be intelligent and more. I don't know what I'm blanking on the word that I want to use, but like
Sneaky, crafty.
yeah, crafty. That's what it
Because
is.
monkey would be
Very
more than
crafty.
the others, but whatever.
yeah,
And I think Kurapika fits crafty really well.
yeah. Brian, what did you think about the chapter?
I really enjoyed it. Just because, we got to see Nobunaga do some cool shit. I didn't expect him to just like one shot this guy.
Yeah,
But,
same.
I guess that just goes to show that what's the name? What's the author's name for Hunter x Hunter? Tabata?
Togashi.
Huh?
Togashi.
Tagashi? Tagashi will show off fights when the time comes. He does not play around. If he can handle a situation instantly, he will. And that's why I like, because there's not a lot of padding. If every other series had as much packed into a chapter as Hunter x Hunter, they would be so much farther along. Like just imagine how much shit One Piece could pack into a chapter, like if they did it like this. I
Oda
know it's a lot.
would have used the rest of his lifespan already. Sorry, Brian. I had to cut him before I forgot that.
But every chapter feels so much longer than it is, and that's because there's, like Josh said, there's so much going on everywhere.
I had another one. So I was reintroduced to Kurapika's ability, Emperor Dolphin, right?
Emperor Time.
Time, right? So it's just so hilarious that the description of the ability is that for every second that passes, while Emperor Time is activated, an hour of his life is shaved away for
Oh, yeah.
each second.
Oh,
For
yeah.
1 minute is 60 fucking hours. That's a day and some change. But that's what it's like reading this series. Like, you're reading more than just a page, each page. You're reading a book each page. Now, let me start. You're a chapter each. Like, there's so much going. It's so dense, and I don't have an issue with it at all. I can't wait to reread these parts when I come back to them again with a better perspective.
Yeah.
Who is Kaluto? Why do these siblings keep coming out of nowhere?
Kaluto's been
Right?
around for a while.
No.
Yeah, she has.
Yeah, no, Kaluto they hinted at.
Oh, she's been around. You're right. She was there early on.
Kaluto's a boy, I believe. There's another
Anyway.
sibling that has the eye bacteria thing from the Dark Continent, but Kaluto is someone different.
Who was that girl then?
Aluka.
Doesn't he have a? I know Aluka, but what about the one that was there? Whatever. Let's not go through this.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's
so
serious.
I actually like to touch up on the art for Tagashi. I like it because it gives every character an individuality. There's not a single character that looks similar to each other in this series. And that is impressive for a manga. A lot of manga, like, you could get confused with other characters pretty often because they all have like the same head shape, same kind of eyes, same nose. The only defining difference is people's hair. In this series, everybody has a different facial structure, everybody has a different demeanor, everybody has different posture, different expressions. It's actually impressive what he does with his art. Um, it strikes me as a little bit old school, so not a lot of people um not a lot of people are used to this kind of art anymore just because Hunter x Hunter started a while ago. There was a huge break, and um the art kind of stayed frozen in time, in my opinion. And I think this is a refreshing change of pace when it comes to Shonen Jump art. Um
Yeah.
you don't get a lot of this in a lot of other manga. Um and I really appreciate how much effort he puts into making so many characters look so different and unique, um, and how he makes certain characters who have been around for a while look different. Like Hisoka looks fucking awesome without his fucking makeup and shit. Like if he was in this if he was in the rest of the series looking like this, he would look so much more intimidating. There's something that's
Mm.
so much more dangerous about him while he's looking like this, you know?
I don't know. The full pedo outfit was pretty horrifying to me, but
It's like
I
a
guess.
quiet fear. It's like a quiet confidence or something like that, or like he looks a little more serious, which is, I guess, his point. He's here to take care of business. Um so we'll see what happens in the next chapter. I also was a little confused about the last 2 pages, but I'm sure we'll get 2 pages of explanation next chapter.
Yeah.
Um
Uh,
so that's it for me.
yeah. I don't have much to add. I do feel a lot better about the arc now that have a little more information that's just kind of stuck with me about it. To Brian's point, I want to add a little something to the art thing. It's also Togashi has just been out of the game for like he's not well. You know what I mean? Like people got to stop dunking on his art for that reason alone. The fact that he's even working right now is honestly just a gift, and I'm really grateful that he's still around and he's still working despite his condition. And I
Yeah.
hope he's able to do it for a lot longer. So I'm just happy he's back. It's a lot like World Trigger. Daisuke Ashihara has gone through a similar thing, and he was able to come back. So I won't ever dunk on his art at all. And it is a little old school. He's an old school guy. You know what I mean? I think Togashi, like Yu Yu Hakusho, I believe like precedes One Piece even. You know what I mean? So that's just
Mhm.
kind of his style. So I get that. In terms of story, that last 2 pages was a little weird to me. I guess like I need to read it a couple times. That's the thing about Hunter x Hunter. It is very dense, which is not a terrible thing in and of itself, but sometimes with the amount of information that you have to try to process and absorb, a lot of things get lost and you take this 2 pages for example, where we see the Heil-Ly gang just like talking amongst themselves, and we get introduced to some of them by name, and I feel like we're gonna have to remember these guys, uh, especially since a lot of these guys are gonna have Nen abilities going on. So I don't know. It is the dense is a gift. The denseness of this series is a gift and a curse. So that's all I gotta say about that one. I'm
Real
hoping.
quick.
Yeah. What?
All right, so I think I understand what's going on in the last chapter. I mean, in the last 2 pages. Um, so there's a panel where it shows the back, and then there's the bed, but it's like shadowed, so it's like something is watching them from behind the wall. And he threw the knife because you remember one of the princes. They had a room where if they stepped out, they wouldn't be able to get back in.
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I remember that.
So he threw the knife to see if that was the case in this room, because it's odd that he is by himself
Mm-hmm.
in this
Okay.
situation.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry this took me so long to really absorb. But the idea is that they're looking for the Heil-Ly secret hideout. This corporal guy is selling them the information. And he's basically like,
Mm.
it's here somewhere. So, you know, that's the whole vibe here. They're looking for the opposing gang's hideout. And they're assuming that, like Brian said, the throwing of the knife is just a testing of whether there's an inability being activated within the room. But yeah, you're right. You see, like, it takes a couple reads for me to really get it, and maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm just like not absorbing it. Maybe it's also that I had 7 other series to to think about it cover.
Uh,
So
yeah.
you know, but overall, I love Hunter x Hunter, and I really like this chapter. But I don't have anything else to add on, so I'm not going to prolong it any further.